Good evening, good people, and welcome to Maggie's Tour. I am Maggie, and very shortly I will be taking you for a tour along what was the main thoroughfare in the 17th century. Good evening, Kirkcudbright. I have a goodly crowd of people here who are very anxious to get through the wall and see what there is beyond it. Will you let them through?
No.
Not yet.
Over the years, there's been a few versions of the 8. The one we were interested in was built in 1590 by Mr. Henry Glaston. At this point, the wonders of modern science. This way, folks.
What's going on here? Have you not left the pail? Totally gone. You can't come in. You owe me a shilling. Get through the gate. You owe me a shilling. Have you got a shilling? Have you got a shilling? Well, in that case, you just can't come in. See that road? Back down that way. Tell me you.
What's going on here?
You got a shilling.
Is this man trying to get money?
Hey, leave that. That's my crowd. I was here first.
Just keep your money in your pocket, dear.
You bastard!
Come on, clear away off yourself.
No! That's my crowd!
Take you out of here. There you go, you silly old drunk. Clear away off and stop bothering these good people.
That's my crowd!
Yes! Come, get your Campbell! Come back here!
Also going to tell you a little bit about what it was like to be a woman in the 17th century.
A state of perpetual pregnancy. Yes, but it's quite good for the likes of me because I get off the work. And I have to be licensed by the bishop.
Excuse me for interrupting. I've just seen Annie Kennedy. Oh, Annie Kennedy, she's really a very well meaning. And I think she's got two duties. One is for the wine, and the other one is for the men. So you have been warned, gentlemen. She like the drunken soldier there. She doesn't mean any harm, she just can't help herself. Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. I'm just taking these good people for a walk around our town, but I thought you might like to tell them a little bit about the incorporated trace.
Certainly will. I have met them before along at the Nico yet, of course. But I promised them then I would tell them more about myself and what we are. And
Now,
Mistress Catherine McBurney! You loose fallen woman! You practice as a midwife, but I know not the bishop who licensed you. Not one child you bring into this world is brought for baptism. I accuse you of evoking witchcraft at birth. Good folks, she has a cat, which when it's not wrapped around her ankles, can be seen wandering around the town looking for her next set of victims. And she herself can be found in the wood, collecting berries and leaves and fruits, from which she makes her potions.
See that sign there, Ellen?
Good evening, Provost. I am taking these good people a tour around the High Street.
Good evening, Mistress Maggie. I trust you well.
I am indeed, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you, Mistress Maggie. Good people, could we gather round, please? Now tell me, has any of you seen a drunken town guard rampaging about here?
No.
Yes? Come on, I'm sure you must have seen him. Aye, well, listen, man, I've a sad tale to recount about this man. He was once a respected member of the community, a recruiting sergeant for settlers leaving Scotland for the New World. But he fell on hard times and became a friend of the bottle. He started down the path of drunkenness and debauchery. And he is now charged with being drunk and disorderly whilst on duty. Is he guilty, gentlemen? Yes, he is charged. Here he is there.
Hey,
Guards,
this is
bring him
right
to be
now,
shot
that
and arrested.
motherfucker! It's me, the other challenge there! One challenge due to me for you,
What the
lot!
hell?
Hey, what's going on here?
Bit of soggy wet sponges for
Ah, they
some
missed last week.
But I'm thinking that maybe the toll booth might be an alternative. Because it's very dark and it's very damp.
You like it,
Yeah, maybe 7 days in the toll booth instead. What do you think? Now, good people, what do you think? Stocks or the toll booth?
Put her in the stall.
Right, swim the stocks in.
I didn't like you lot either!
Put her in the stall.
Let the pelting commence.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Make sure you hit him. Ah, dear, the blood.
Right in the face.
Flush one.
I'm through then! Ah, stop it, you!
Gather round again, best you can. Be very, very busy, even though there were no cars, because this was one of the places where people did their business. There were street vendors along here selling goods. People with selling vegetables and things like that people were wanting. There were dogs running around, horses in the street, people shouting, very, very noisy.
Ah, there she is! There she is! Oh, Mistress Mary! Good evening, Mistress Mary!
Please, I have no time to be wasted
Oh,
with you.
Mistress Mary, didn't be so cruel. For a long time, I have admired you from afar.
Get on, man! Show yourself!
Tell me, are you on a notion of one standing close?
I beg you, I mustn't be late. I have to return to my Lord's Baker. If your intentions are honourable, I pray they speak to my father. He can do what is best for me and mine.
Aye, I'll speak to your father tomorrow, but perhaps for now, a small kiss.
What, be branded a harlot?
A harlot? How would anyone think you're a harlot in a dress like that? No! If only I could remember what I was going to say next. Yes.
Yes.
I'm a hungry man. Perhaps I could follow you back to your place of work and you could pass me out a scone.
I shall not. I will lose my position.
Oh, well, a kiss it is then.
Now you see, the best cloth, as you well know, comes from Edinburgh.
Aye, and the men you go to in Edinburgh sells you the scrap ends.
This is
Look
the
at
best.
it. Rubbish.
You cannot get cloth like this anywhere but Edinburgh. Do you know that?
Ah,
there you go then.
Fine you can, my man's been told to go to war. And I need to make him a soldier's coat and a cassock to keep him warm.
Do we want
That'll
some-
no do, and you can spit bees through it.
Well, you want some of this? What about this then?
Oh, look at the dye in that. It's
Now, you
absolute rubbish.
You can have that for 2.5.
No
this
one
this.
then.
Well, I don't
I'm
set the
wanting
prices.
grey
The
and a
prices.
bit of blue.
Skater yen! Get on, skater yen! Aye, skater yen!
I'm going away.
What's going on here?
Look at
Oh,
this
she's
pure
what's going on here?
rubbish.
Is this chicken?
See
You're
that?
selling this cloth? Where did you get this
This is
Put
from?
him in the stocks!
Where did this come from?
I can't even get a
You're a
word in here.
scoundrel.
You might as well
Cheap
sit there.
scoundrel.
Take a lot.
Oh, get on.
Now,
Get
You
away
see this
with
is quality cloth? Where did it come from?
and you set the prices. You know that. I don't.
Where
set the
did it come
prices.
from? This is terrible quality.
Rubbish, look at it. Tatty.
You believe me, don't you?
Well,
In Scotland, we're very proud of our education system, and particularly of our lads of Perth. This is usually a young boy from a poor background, normally in the countryside, who's very clever and does well and goes off to university very often at the early age of 14, which was quite common in those days. And
Just
we
like
now
me.
have an example of one of our lad of Perths. Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see before you a man both full of joy and full of sadness. Let me explain. My joy comes from the reading of this book, which I must tell you has wholly changed my life. From it I have learned to think, to ask questions, to wonder in the magnificence and detail of God's creation.
Must be heavy.
Quite like reading for such intellects as myself.
It's my property, and every one of you is trespassing here. Aye, I'm the boss about here. I own everything. I am Sir John McClellan of Bombay, 3rd Lord Kirkcudbright, and I succeeded to that title from my cousin, Sir Thomas, on his death, God rest his soul, 4 years ago. I trust that all you gentlemen here are of the same persuasion. Otherwise, I might have to ask you to defend yourselves. These are dangerous times in Scotland, and we have all to decide where we stand on this issue. Thank the Lord. Our good king at present, King Charles II of that name, has sworn to uphold Kirk and Covenant.
Oh, where can that girl be? Mary!
Oh, Mistress Guthrie,
Good evening.
quickly, woman, quickly. Have you seen my Mary?
No, I have not.
Are you
In the
sure
pub.
about this?
I am.
Where can she be? I need her to pattern me because I wish to leave this place. The wind is fair and I may well escape today. But if she has gone off with one of your 4 handsome boys to the alehouse, I will never get away.
No, she will not have gone with my boys. They are not like that.
But I've heard that they have a twinkle in their eye when they see a bonny lass. Well, I do wish to escape. I wish to leave this place, but the Kirkcudbright is horrible.
Train's in! Train's in!
Ah, good. And the wind is fair. I only need Mary. If any of you see her, send her back to me immediately.
She's staying with me.
is not that desperate.
Yeah, come back.
It's here!
Fine.
I see the minister tonight. I wasn't here last week.
Yeah, took on spot.
The minister is going to give you his blessing.
No, no. Annie Kennedy! Annie Kennedy, come forward to the front. Now. Come forward. Provost, stand guard.
I will stand here.
Good people of Kirkcudbright and visitors to this barrow, can I warn you about this loose woman? Every Friday night she can be seen outside the alehouses, waiting to beguile the men as they come out with her wily ways. She's nothing but a Jezebel.
How do you know?
We all know what happened to her. Her eunuchs threw her out of the windows. The dogs eat her bowels. Not even the waters of the Solway could cleanse you. Only the waters of baptism. I urge you all folks to come into the church and pray for yourselves and this loose woman, one of many in the town. Repent of your ways.
We're waiting for a wee one. Come in, wee one.
Well, he had the luck crash here with the heat.
The one that's to squeeze in. The man there wants us to squeeze in, please. Come in, come in, come in. Side of it, that's it.
Nice and cosy here.
Very cosy. Oh, stop!
Well, let me see your hands.